Okay. To someone that's well known in this group, I think, Manish Singh. He is the founder of Lion Biotechnology. He's president and CEO. Before that, he worked in immunocellular therapeutics, which was a dendritic cell-based cancer stem cell vaccines, if that's correct. He was also part of California Technology Ventures, an investment company. He worked at Cell Genesis, Chiron, and genetic therapy. He has a Ph.D. From the University of Maryland, Baltimore County, and he has an MBA from UCLA. And he's going to tell you a little bit about Lion. He is a serial entrepreneur. Now, some of you may wonder why, under his name, I put these things there. Because if you know Manish, you will know that he is a very good chess player. So if any of you like to play chess, be forewarned. He's very good at this. Now, I like to play chess, but not today. We're not going to talk about chess. But if he starts, in his conversation, he starts giving analogies to rooks and knights and pawns and things, you'll know why. Manish?
Thanks, Tom. So as a lot of you know, I'm a great admirer of Alan. And Alan has started the last two companies. One was, Cougar, and then it was Puma. So as you can see, these are the days of the cats in LA. So that's why I started Lion. If you're going to be a cat, be the king of the jungle. Okay. Lion also actually happens to mean my last name, Singh, in my mother tongue. So there was a bit of a twist there was going on there as well. So, I won't spend much time talking about the company technology because I think it is a lot of useful information here, especially in this panel, on the expertise really of how do you finance these kind of companies? How do you take these innovative ideas and really build companies out of that? Because that's really one of the things that you need. If you look at any of the clusters, Boston, San Francisco, San Diego here, there are three elements that are necessary when you think of building a company. You need people. You need people like Alan who have sort of done it before. You need people, you need technologies. We have plenty of the technologies. I think if you look at the LA area, we have more in the research dollars between Caltech, USC here and a couple of other institutions than pretty much any other area here. And lastly, you need the venture capital. And that's where we lack. We don't have that much VC money when you compare to Boston, you compare to Bay Area. So one of the things that all of us have done here is we have sort of gotten around that issue. So for example, the last two companies that I have worked with, so Immunocellular Therapeutics was basically a Cedar Sinai startup company. It was nothing more than a physician-sponsored IND at the time that I joined. And the company had just gone public, just like Alan. I think 5 million seems to be like the magic number. I had $5 million, an IND, no business card, and a PowerPoint presentation, and I went around trying to raise money and build a company around that. And that company, by the time I had left, was listed on New York Stock Exchange. We had just completed doing a randomized phase 2 clinical study, and our market cap was around $200 million. In that process, we raised about $35 million, but really built a stellar company along that. The next company, Lion, was essentially a technology that was developed at NCI by Steve Rosenberg. So for those of you who don't know Steve Rosenberg, he is sort of the father, the godfather, and the grandfather of immunotherapy. He has been doing this for the last 40 years, and there's a lot of work that he has done in terms of demonstrating how immunotherapy can be very, very effective. And the basic idea of immunotherapy is very simple. So, cancer is nothing but a dysfunction of immune system. If you could fix that dysfunction back, you could potentially cure some of these patients. Unfortunately, I don't have my slides here that I wanted to, I actually didn't want to spend time on that. But you see some of these patients with very, very large, bulky diseases. Now they are completely being cured, living 10, 12 years without any measurable disease. So pretty powerful data that has come out of it. But unfortunately, that technology existed in a company that was nothing more than a walking dead company. It had no financing. It didn't have a good management team. It was basically going nowhere. So I did very similar to what Alan had done before. That is, do some sort of merger. I got that asset. I merged this with Lion, and the company was already listed on the public and raised money from the public markets with a number of investors who had made money before coming in and sort of stepping up. And it's funny because I think Alan and I, we both share that is you go in thinking that you can raise a small amount of money. Once you get a critical mass of people, then everybody wants in this. So we were at the point where we actually turned down a lot of money because we didn't want to raise that kind of money. So think about these examples of what we talked about as to how to finance these ideas. In all of our cases, we are talking about the technologies that have primarily come out of either universities that don't want to develop it anymore, so stepchilds, or industry where they don't want to develop, or universities where there's data but they don't have necessarily the money to sort of do that together. So with that, I think that's and the last part on the chess. I used to play chess when I was a kid. At one time, I think at my peak, I was the number 9 ranked in India. One of my friends who was my age, he went to be the world chess champion for the next 20 years or so, V. Anand. Unfortunately, chess is a younger man's game. All the top 20 players in the world are all under 40. So there is something to be said about the intellectual capabilities over 40, which a lot of us seem to hit here. So if your younger friends are telling you something, maybe there's a little bit more gray cells that are there. So with that, Tom.
Awesome.